Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Kratos123 doing a budget deck profile for you today. It is going to be my wind-up OTK, or it's more of an aggro deck for wind-ups. It doesn't run the Hunter because I don't run the Loop. But let's get into the deck. I'll explain certain things while I go through it. So first we're using 3 of the wind-up soldiers. Use your 4-star 1800 beat stick. That if you plus its level, it goes into a level 5 and goes into a 2200 attacker. This thing gets over things like Thunder King Ryo, and it can get over things like Cyber Dragon if your opponent is, siding that Cyber Dragon. Next, we are using 3 wind-up rats. He's pretty self-explanatory. You switch into defense mode, special summon a wind-up monster from your graveyard, and it still gets its effect. Next, we're using 2 wind-up sharks. I am waiting for the 3rd in the mail, so no worries. I'm going to be definitely running 3. I find he's probably one of the more broken cards of the deck if you're playing my kind of aggro style. The ability to increase or decrease your level, or just being able to special summon him when a wind-up monster is normal or special summoned. So you can easily exceed for different ranks. You can synchro for different ranks if you're using tuners. Very, very good card. Next we're running 2 Wind-Up Magician. Actually one of my favorite monsters of this deck. The ability to activate a wind-up monster's effect and special summon another from your deck of your choice. Very, very good. She can definitely bring out very good plays. Fills your field. I think 2 is the best number for her. 3 is too much because you really have to worry about having a wind-up monster on the field to use her effect. So next up we got 2 wind-up dogs. As I said, it's a budget deck. I don't have those tour guides at the Underworld. But wind-up dog is not bad for this deck because you can either go into an exceed into a rank 3, or boost its level by 2 and make a rank 5. So 2 wind-up dogs, not that bad. 1 wind-up rabbit. I'm waiting for 1 in the mail. Wind-up rabbit, of course, is a very good card. Remove itself or remove another wind-up monster on the field, and so you can bring it back. It's all in how you use the rabbit and how good it is. But rabbit is a very, very good card. Next, we're going up with 1 wind-up kitten. Wind-up kitten in there just for some bounce. Not that bad of a card, but really something you only want to run 1 of. Next is a card that I'm playtesting. Now, you guys are probably going to disagree with me, but 2 wind-up honeybees. The reason why I'm running the wind-up honeybees is because it's a searcher. It gets destroyed by a monster, and you special summon any wind-up monster that's level 4 or lower from your deck. So it can search for shark, it can search for magician, it can search for rat. It is a good card, but not in the format that we're right now. But of course, I don't really face against the insectors and stuff like that where I live. I don't have to worry about that stuff, so I can tend to use things like honeybee. 2 effect failures. Pretty self-explanatory. She negates stuff, or she's a tuner. 1 Gen Exile Birdman, just for that bounce of my wind-up monster, and the ability to tune. Him with Shark, you can make a level 6, a level 7, or a level 8 synchro monster. So he is good, but really only at 1. Next we're using 1 Cyber Dragon. Gives yourself some field presence, and he's a level 5, 2100 beat stick. Very good. You can never go wrong with the Cyber Dragon. And 1 Sangan. Sangan's in there just to be that searcher guy. He is that guy. Next, for our spells, we are using 3 Wind-Up Factory. Most people run 2 from what I heard, but I like 3. It's a good number, and it allows me to get Factory a lot faster. For some search, because I'm Pot of Duality, this is at 2. Mainly because I find 3 is too much for it. You don't want to screw up your you don't want to rely on Pot of Duality in this deck. because this deck, it special summons a lot. It can search. Next turn, you can pull off your moves. Next, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, just for some back row hate. This is more of an OTK deck / aggro deck. You really want to get rid of those back rows. Same with that, we got Heavy Storm. 1 Dark Hole, just for good measure, get rid of those monsters. And 1 Pot of Avarice finally. Get your graveyard back into your deck, draw 2 cards, always a good thing. For our traps, we are using the Solemn Brigade. I'm going to be still using this guy until I find out that they're no good anymore. I like it over Bottomless because it can get rid of things if I do, if I do face Insectors. Solemn, because Bottomless doesn't really work well against them. But talking about Bottomless, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, because it is still a good card. 1 Mirror Force, it's a good card. 1 Xyz Reborn. I run Xyz Reborn because I do have a lot of Xyz monsters in this deck. Most of which, you look at the carrier, the Zen Mayo, you can still detach its effect, or you can still detach it to use its effect. So, 1 Xyz Reborn. 1 Zen Maelstrom. I use Zen Maelstrom in this deck because it really brings out a good amount of plays. You can sacrifice, if you pump up Dog, your dog's a target for it. Your soldier's a target for it. Your carrier, after you use its effect, is a target for it. And most of the time you are going to target the Rat and the Magician, as they are both 600 attack points, and you can create massive fields with Zen Maelstrom. And finally, the last trap cards of the deck, Overwind. Now, of course, I did a video from the bottom of the well with this guy. Very powerful card. If you play an aggro build or an OTK-ish build like mine, you have to run the Overwinds. Being able to summon that Zen Mayo, pop their 2 last cards that are face down, and then go in for the kill and activate Overwind, dealing them their last 5,200 damage, they can't Gorz you. They're stuck. So Overwind, very good. You can use it, if they attack you, Overwind. If you attack them, Overwind. Even if he's used on a carrier, that's still 3,000 damage. Not bad. So, for the extra deck, we're using 3 carriers. Self-explanatory. You just detach, special summon a dude. Next, we're using 3 Zen Mayo. At first it was at 2, but my friend ended up pulling another one. I need more rank 5s, so wind up Arsenal Zen Mayo, 3. Next we have 1 Zen Meister. Just a rank 4. You can use its effect every now and then, but mainly, of course, you're going to go into Utopia. Leviathan Dragon, a rank 3 that you can use every now and then. We're using 2 Giga Brilliant because they are brilliant. The name says it all. You can detach to boost all your monsters by 300 points. If you're running an aggro build, use Giga Brilliant. And now for the synchros. 1 Bryonic, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. 1 Black Rose Dragon. 1 Stardust Dragon. And a just in case card, 1 Mistworm. So just to let you guys know, I am definitely looking for the Audrius and Tyrus. I am so needing those cards. If you guys have them and they are for trade, let me know, and I would love to trade for them. I still have the BLS in my binder, so I'm willing to trade the Blackluster Soldier. Certain thing about the deck though, as I said, it is a budget deck, and I did talk about before, it really depends on when you're building a deck, who you're going to be facing. So, I am trying the honeybees out in this deck, because I don't have to worry about the high-end top-tier decks. I don't have to worry about Dino Rabbits, and I don't really have to worry about Insectors. I really face rogue decks and, just the lower tier decks. So I am able to use those wind up honeybees without having to worry too much about it. And if you're another person out there who you think you need to buy all these really high-end cards like Tour Guide of the Underworld and Rescue Rabbit and all that, but you don't go against high-end stuff, you really don't have to go for it. You can just, build a deck for fun, try cards out. So, that's just a little bit of advice for you guys who do love to play this game but want to play it more just for fun. But yeah, that's the deck. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the deck. If there is a card out there that you think might be better for this aggro build, that's not, Tour Guide of the Underworld or Wind Up Hunter, because we all know that, that would make the deck obviously better. Let me know, and I'll try it out, and I'll let you know if it works. So yeah, like the video, comment, rate, subscribe. This is Croctos123, signing out.